Let's learn to discern between thinking and observing. It's a really important thing to live a peaceful life and also to excel, mature in the spiritual path. I want you to pick an object in your surroundings. It can be literally anything. I'm going to choose a table that I see in my view. Here, where we are going to see the difference between thinking and observing. I want you to quickly observe the object that you have chosen. Take a few seconds and just observe the object you have chosen. Just these few seconds can tell you a lot about the difference between thinking and observing. When we are asked to observe an object, you'll naturally just see the mind describing the object. So it'll say, this is a table. And it'll start spewing all these stories about what a table is, how it looks, what its function is. Out of nowhere, it's thinking about all of your past experiences with tables, talking about, oh, this is where I bought it. It was this much money. Oh, I do work on this. This is what function it serves. Oh, it's a really old table. I wish I could get a new one. Just by this little exercise, you learn a lot about the difference between thinking and observing. When we are asked to observe, what we are usually just used to doing is thinking about the object. When we observe something, we just think about it. We describe it, we label it, we talk about its functions. But what observing really is plain seeing, plain looking, wordless, thoughtless, without any agenda, without any motive, without description, without story. So once again, I will ask you to observe the same object you have chosen, and this time observe it instead of thinking about it. Observe means to see plainly, quietly, without description. And you notice again and again, the mind will try to come in and pollute your observing with thinking. So you see, there's one difference. Observing is pure, it just sees what is as it is. Whereas thoughts keep trying to come in and polluting that pure observing with ideas about what is being observed. Ideas about what is being observed are never the actual thing. For example, the mental label table is not really a table, it's just an idea, a conceptual label about what you are observing. Observing just sees the very thing as it is. Thinking describes, thinking creates concepts about what is being observed. Here's what I want you to notice. Once again, look at the object that you are observing. And you notice thoughts trying to arise and describe. Not only are you observing the object, but even the thinking which arises to describe the object is also something you observe, something that is in your seeing, in your observing. Is it not so? You are the seer, the plain seer, knower, observer of not only the object being observed, but also the thinking arising to describe that object. Both are in your observation. So here we just did something very crucial. We recognized that we don't need to create a gap between thinking and observing. There already is a gap between thinking and observing. I am the plain observer at all times. And in my observing, in my knowing, in my seeing, thoughts are arising and the world of sense perceptions are arising. I'm already prior to and subtler than everything in my observing. My observing is never really stuck to thoughts. It only appears so because we take ourselves to be thoughts. We take ourselves to be the thinking, the thinker, the describer. So, how to create a gap between thinking and observing? We need to practice being only the observer, because this is how we start to discover our true position and become more and more established there. So, this is why on this channel, which is all about learning how to dissolve mind identification and helping you grow in the awareness of your true nature, we suggest you sit every single day, twice per day, for 2 sessions, right? Of 20 to 30 minutes each, and practice only being the observer. Run this simple exercise where you just keep returning to being the wordless, descriptionless, thoughtless observer. Recognize yourself being the observer prior to thinking again and again. If we don't spend time practicing being just the observer, it will feel like this gap is minimal and we're just lost in thinking throughout the day. We need to constantly keep returning to ourselves, recognizing ourselves, only being the observer. Please do that with me here and now. I know your experience is in full flow right now. You are listening, thoughts are happening, your eyes are seeing things. But of all that experience, you are the silent witness, the silent observer. Recognize that truth about yourself. Thoughts are probably trying to arise and talking about what you are recognizing. Oh, I am the observer. But you are not that thought. Even that thought is observed. For the sake of this practice, understand that you don't do any thinking at all. Thoughts arise on their own accord, spontaneously, and you are only the observer of them. No need to create any gap. Just keep recognizing yourself as the observer. Practice very, very diligently throughout the day and sit for those 2 sessions every single day. If you need help, join our free community down below. Thanks. I hope this was helpful. See you next time.